Welcome to the Lone Arranger Radio Show. I am Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Arranger. Man, what a great job it is arranging loans for people. You know, I can't tell you that I could think of anything else, first of all, that I could ever do. But to be able to give people money to buy that beautiful American dream just really makes me happy. I'm so encouraged by this market, and I'm so encouraged by the folks that want to get into this market and understand the value in real estate. You know, there's no better way to make money. There just really isn't any better way to make money. Now, you could get lucky, right? And you could inherit some money, or you could maybe start your own business and become rich by, making money from your self-employment. Or maybe you're going to be a movie star or a rock star or a country star. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that could happen. But I think for most of us, it's really hard to amass wealth by savings. I mean, you think about that. To amass, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million in the bank to be able to live off of in retirement and do it by saving takes a lot of work and a lot of time. But there's other ways to do it. You can invest in real estate, and real estate will pay dividends, and it'll make you tons of money, right? So if you're currently renting, first of all, you got to start by getting in the game. Second of all, then you have to start accumulating some properties. Now, I'm not advocating you guys all become these giant landlords with a whole bunch of properties. That's only good for some of you, but most of us, we don't want that. We just want to be able to make sure that we've got enough of diversification in our investments that we can truly amass wealth. And you think about this. First of all, if you ever want to get into my classes, I do a wealth building class on real estate. It's how to retire as a millionaire. I'll show you in a 20-year period of time how you'll amass $2.1+ million in real estate. Free and clear, by the way. Free and clear. And you can either then start peeling it off and selling it for your retirement, or you can just let it continue to build. And you will be receiving somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 a month in rental income. Well, who wouldn't want that going into retirement, right? And so a lot of people, may say, well, I don't really, I don't know if being a landlord is right for me. Well, there's certain things that you have to do to set yourself up so that it is right for you. Because what you're afraid of is not the benefits of it. You're afraid that, oh my God, what if somebody doesn't pay their rent? What if they trash my house? What if they, whatever? Okay. Yeah. So what? So what? Those things could happen if you don't do your homework up front. So when I want to rent one of my properties out, I'm doing the same thing that I'm going to do to qualify them as I would if you were getting a mortgage. The only difference is I don't care as much about their credit. I care about their income to debt ratio, and I care about their references for previous rentals. So if they've got good rental history, and they pay their rent on time, and they don't complain about their previous landlord, because I ask them, what's the worst house that you ever lived in? If they start going off, then usually it's a red flag for me. But I'm going to tell you something. Out of all the properties I've owned, out of all the properties I've rented, I have had very few incidents where I just truly regretted. Matter of fact, I can think of one person that I truly regretted. That was about it. The rest of them, they all seem to work out okay. So let's talk about the opportunity for those of you that are listening out there that may be renting a home. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you're having a child. Maybe you're an adult parent with adult children that are currently renting. It's really just an amazing opportunity for them to get into purchasing real estate right now. It really absolutely is. Even as we're starting to see interest rates go up and housing prices are going up really fast, and they're not going to slow down. They can't slow down because the cost of material is going up, and now the cost of labor is going up. So where do you think houses are going to do? We could look back at 1952 when you could buy a house for $7,500, but everybody said that was crazy. That was overpriced. I can't believe you would pay that. and you're going to pay 13.9% for an interest rate? That's ridiculous. Why would you ever do that? Yeah, well, I bet if you owned that house from 1952, you would have made just gobs of money on it. So you have to put things in perspective. What seems like it may be high now is only going to get higher and more expensive later on. They're not going down in price. Real estate doesn't go backwards. And you could call me and argue, oh my God, yeah, mine went backwards. I bought in 2006 and you should have seen what happened in 2008. Big deal. Big deal. That's 2 years out of the last 50 that we really saw some economic downturn. And that was because of the mortgage business. Writing bad mortgages. Shoot, you can't get bad mortgages right now. Everybody has to qualify for a mortgage. You're not going to get a bad mortgage. You're going to get a great mortgage. And you're going to qualify, by the way. Yes, that's right. You have to qualify. So I need your pay stubs, your bank statements, your W-2s. I need all that information. You got to have half-decent credit. All right? So we don't have bad mortgages. And the government and the big banks aren't selling bad mortgages off to foreign investors like they were doing and duping the market. Well, the days of no income qualifying loans at 100% financing just don't exist. So we're not going to see that anymore. We're not going to see that bubble. 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger, 407-706-3313. Or you can visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. All right. So we're talking about, what do we need to do to truly, what I call buck the landlord, okay? So if you want to buck the landlord, I'm going to tell you how we need to do it and why we should do it. So first things first, okay? Bucking the landlord means that we need to crack that whip. All right? It does hurt. It hurts to pay the landlord rent every month. I'm going to tell you something. I'm a landlord, and you can keep renting from me, and I love you for it. Just take care of my house. Call me when something breaks. I'll make sure you have somebody over the first day, the next day to fix it, if not the same day. That's my commitment as a landlord. But I want to put some things in perspective. If you bought a home for $250,000 last year at this time, that house is worth almost $280,000 this year. Okay, that's a pretty substantial increase in value. And I don't, when I'm teaching classes on building equity and wealth, I don't use those kind of numbers. I use a 3% appreciation rate. That's it, 3%. Not the huge appreciation that we see in Central Florida, but you think of a $250,000 house has about a $1,700 a month payment. And that's including taxes and insurance, everything except for an HOA fee. Now, I'll tell you, what could you get right now for that same $1,600 in a rental? What are you going to get for $1,600? Maybe, maybe a 3-2, maybe an apartment, a nice apartment. But I see the rents that you guys are paying, and it's ridiculous that you're willing to rent for that much money, which goes nowhere for you. And if you make excuses about it, well, I don't know if I'm going to live here for that long. Well, I don't know this. Well, I don't know that. All you're doing is truly sitting on the sidelines of life, letting all of us make all the money. And you can keep doing that. You can keep doing the same thing that you did yesterday, and you'll do it today, and you'll do it tomorrow. And you'll be in the same place. And you'll make excuses that, you know what, I didn't have all the breaks that some people had, blah, 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 blah. It's all bunkus. It's bunkus. It's you. You have to step up and make it happen. Make that commitment. Most people are so afraid to make that commitment that they sit there paralyzed and they don't do anything. And then they wonder. They wonder why sooner or later it just catches up with them. And then they don't have the money to retire on. They can't do the things in life you want. So 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger. I would love to help you and your family and your friends get into a house. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's make that happen. 407-706-3313. or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in just a minute with a little bit more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Just stay tuned, and we will be back.